Sister Location is still one of my all-time favorite FNAF games, so I am super hyped obviously to be taking you back to this world and revisiting some of the old Sister Location theories, which I think are still very relevant today. See if you can guess which ones I will mention here in the comments below as we count down the top 10 scary FNAF old Sister Location theories. I'm your host Amanda McKnight and this is Top 10 Gaming. Let's jump scare into it. Number 10, Michael Afton. So when you start playing Sister Location, one of the first things you are asked to do is enter your name, almost as a joke that this more free roam game is going to be like an RPG where you can name and possibly customize your character. This joke part comes from the fact that, guess what, you can't really actually do this at all. Because when you go to enter your name on the keypad, whatever you wanted it to be becomes null and void, and instead you are given the name Eggs Benedict, because the hand unit is apparently malfunctioning. Throughout the game though, hints are dropped that lead fans to believe that Eggs Benedict is really none other than Michael Afton from a narrative standpoint. Michael Afton is the son of William Afton, and it's also theorized that he came to this place to do something very specific. Number 9, Eggs Benedict's true purpose. Or Michael Afton's true purpose if you prefer. Eggs Benedict, as we said, is widely believed at this point to be Michael Afton, the son of William Afton, who was sent in essence to the Sister Location, or Circus Baby's entertainment and rental, to free his sister. This comes from a variety of different things, but even though it's still, in theory, just a theory, at this point it's accepted amongst the FNAF community as pretty much a straight up fact. There are a lot of theories that are like this in the FNAF community that we just kind of go like, look, I know it's a theory, but it's not a theory anymore. It's established because we all decided that. And honestly, there is tons of evidence supporting both the identity and the motive of this character that we play in the Sister Location game. Michael is hoping to help his sister's spirit become free, as it has been trapped for years within Circus Baby. Although ultimately, in terms of the true ending, he kind of fails in doing so, instead getting scooped and then having Ennard sort of stuck within him, along with all the other minds of the animatronics who escaped the Sister Location, because they're all in Ennard, and then Ennard is in Michael. It's like, what are those dolls? The Matryoshka dolls. Just like you keep opening up, there's different layers. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you are loving this list and you want more lists like it, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, make sure you have the notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of this good FNAF content. Number 8, Ballora and Circus Baby. Perhaps Ballora and Circus Baby are the only two animatronics who possess souls within Sister Location. They both seem to be implied to have been people, or at least connected to people, and their emotions in life. Ballora seems to resemble the sadness and hope of William's lost love, and Circus Baby is obviously meant to represent Elizabeth, William Afton's daughter, even seemingly being the reason why Michael Afton came to the facility in the first place, in order to free the trapped soul of his sister from within her. Is it then possible, when it comes to the animatronics, that these are the only two animatronics that actually possess souls, if you will? If this is the case, what makes the other animatronics sentient? Or are there other victims / individuals tied to those other animatronics that we simply don't know about? I have many theories on it, but yes, I think that overall, I think Ballora and Circus Baby, the only two with like spirits or souls in them. Number 7, Minnie, Rena, and Biddy Bab. What if the Minnie, Renas, and Biddy Babs were actually created by Ballora and Circus Baby, respectively? The interesting thing is we don't get close-up looks into the making of these smaller characters and, you know, like their blueprints, their behind the scenes. Is it possible because Ballora and Circus Baby in essence have souls that their individual consciousness might be capable of crafting their own animatronics? I'm not sure. There isn't a ton of evidence to support this theory, but I just kind of thought it was a cool idea, and to me it makes a lot of sense. After all, the Minnie Renas look especially crude in comparison to animatronics like Ballora, and honestly any of the other animatronics in this game really, which could be an indicator that they were, you know, made by someone still figuring out the ins and outs of animatronics. Not a master like William Afton, which, you know, he would probably already be a master at this point. And we already know that Ennard was in part made by Circus Baby, using the other animatronics parts, so it could kind of actually make some weird sense for her to be making animatronics. Number 6, One of the Bites. I can't even believe this one is out there, and still some people believe it to be true. Well, I've looked at the Sister Location game a lot, and I mean a lot. This was one I had actually never come by before until doing this video. The idea is that the death of Elizabeth Afton, where she gets scooped or gobbled up or whatever you want to call it by Circus Baby, is meant to be the bite of 83. This is because her death is believed to have taken place in 1983. However, it seems that she wasn't alone in perishing that year, if that's to be believed, because Crying Child also supposedly was bitten and later died in 1983, or was bitten in 83. I don't know if we really know when Crying Child died, but I'm assuming it was the same year. So is it possible that there were multiple bites, or should we not even count Elizabeth? Do we consider what happened to her to be a bite at all? Typically, bite of 83 is attributed to Cece, but apparently there are those out there who believe that Elizabeth may actually be the death people are talking about when it comes to this still somewhat mysterious bite. Number 5. Afton's mistake. There are also a ton of theories when it comes to what caused Elizabeth's death. Was it a malfunction of the animatronic? Was it intentional? Many people attribute Elizabeth's death to William Afton, her father, suggesting that he perhaps even did it on purpose, possibly cracking, or that it was like an accident perhaps, due to faulty programming, or too good of programming maybe on his end. There are a lot of smaller theories at play when it comes to the belief that Afton was the one ultimately responsible. Possibly he had designed Circus Baby to trap other children, but then why say that he designed Circus Baby for Elizabeth? Did he mean to kill her? Or was it just that the programming in Circus Baby was too strong and still needed some tweaking, some reining in, so the death was perhaps accidental? Number 4. Afton's intentions. Let's imagine for a moment that William Afton loved his kids and that he didn't want anything bad to happen to Elizabeth. It's believed that Crying Child's death happens after Elizabeth's in regards to the whole timeline of this narrative. But what if we have that wrong and it somehow happened before? It could be possible that Afton simply wanted to lure another child using Circus Baby so that he might take one to act as, I don't know, a sibling for Elizabeth, who was maybe lonely if her sibling had just died. Or it's possible that Cece's death did happen after, as we believe, but perhaps this was how Afton got his own children to begin with, and he was actually looking to grow his family to just give Elizabeth a sister or a sibling of some kind. After all, we're still not even sure as to why the killings happen in FNAF. That is a big question mark. What is happening with that? The killings could have even started as accidents, and we don't really know who the mother of these children is, if they have one. So it could be possible that Afton took them at young ages and kind of brainwashed them into thinking he was their only parent, even though he wasn't their parent at all. Number 3. Elizabeth's death. Is it possible that Elizabeth's death wasn't William Afton's fault at all? What if Circus Baby was tampered with and this is ultimately why she killed Elizabeth? It's believed that before Elizabeth died, in the same year no less, Charlie was also killed. Charlie is the daughter of Henry Emily, aka Cassette Man, who was also at one point William Afton's partner. Although it seems unlikely at this point, it's possible that Henry was actually the one to blame for Elizabeth's death, and could have sabotaged Circus Baby as a means of getting revenge on William for the death of Henry's own daughter, Charlie, which many believe Afton was actually behind. Number 2. Ballora is Mrs Afton. Another theory that ran rampant and still is pondered and reflected on even today is the role of Ballora. People believed, based on the lyrics of the song that she sings, that Ballora may actually be the wife of William Afton, or at least was made to represent his wife after she left him or possibly died. This woman could also be the mother to his children. Ballora was perhaps created to fill the void of the woman he loved so much. Or if you want to interpret this character a lot more literally, perhaps she is the mother of his children, who are maybe all animatronics that he built, and Ballora sort of filled a mother role for them. Although I will say there's not a lot of evidence to support that in regards to how Ballora seems to act with the other animatronics, but hey. Number 1. Clara is Mrs Afton. Some others believe that Clara is meant to represent Mrs Afton, suggesting that the soap opera Eggs Benedict, aka Michael Afton watches on his day off, Immortal and the Restless, is actually meant to represent the story of William Afton and his romantic partner. In this story, the main character meant to represent William is a vampire named Vlad, who denies that Clara's child is his, despite the fact that the child has lots of odd behaviors that only a vampire baby would likely be capable of. This could suggest that William was the one that attempted to abandon Clara, but if that is the case, then how did he end up looking after his children? How did that happen? Was he resentful of having to take care of them, and that's perhaps why they met untimely ends? Is it possible that it was all part of William's plot to get rid of them? Are Clara and Vlad meant to even represent Mrs. Afton and William? I don't even know. It's a lot. I think at this point I'm leaning more towards no, but I don't know. I always come back to this and I'm like, is it true? Is it not true? Supposed to be a symbol of this or not? What do you think are some of the most important and relevant theories from Sister Location? Which theories are your favorite? Which do you think are so bizarre that they simply cannot be true? Or so bizarre that, they must be true? After all, bizarre theories don't have to always be like on an impossible scale. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been Top 10 Gaming and I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Thank you so much for watching, and until I see you next time, keep on gaming on. Pew pew!